Imagine a king who sat on the throne for 60 years, raised 15 children, yet faced his greatest challenges both in his kingdom and within his own mind. He was not only a ruler of England, but a monarch whose life impacted the history of the entire world. This was George III. Let's take a closer look at 10 fascinating facts about him. Fact 1. Birth and full name. In June 1738, a child was born in the city of Hanover, Germany. This child was George William Frederick, the future George III. He came from the Hanoverian dynasty and was destined to play a major role on the throne. George's father, Frederick, was the heir to the Hanover lands, a wealthy and influential aristocrat. His mother, Augusta, was an intelligent and cultured woman who raised her children with strict yet caring discipline. George's childhood was filled with wealth and luxury, but it was also marked by strict rules, upbringing, and political responsibilities. Although his family held high status, George's life was shaped not only by his future accession to the throne, but also by his personal growth and family relationships. This child would grow up to leave a lasting mark on English history through a long and challenging reign. Fact 2. Accession to the throne and long reign. George III ascended to the throne of England and Ireland in 1760 at just 22 years old. As a young king, he faced immense responsibilities, managing an empire, navigating political intrigues, and earning the trust of his people. His reign lasted 60 years, making it one of the longest in English history. During his time on the throne, the country experienced significant changes both at home and abroad. The Industrial Revolution began, the empire expanded, yet he also faced major challenges like the American War of Independence. This long reign was filled with events that revealed both George III's strengths and weaknesses. He was not just a king, he was a leader at the center of political, economic, and social transformations of his era. Fact 3. Youth and education. From an early age, George III received a rigorous education. He was not only preparing for kingship and political matters, but also expanding his knowledge in history, literature, science, and languages. His tutors included both English and German experts who aimed to shape him intellectually and morally. As a young prince, he showed a strong interest in the natural sciences, even conducting simple experiments in his own laboratory. His family provided him with a high cultural upbringing, though strict rules and discipline were always emphasized. This education equipped the young prince with leadership skills that would serve him during his long and complex reign, making him not only a future heir to the throne, but also a thoughtful and well-prepared leader. Fact 4. American independence. During George III's reign, the British Empire was one of the greatest powers in the world, yet his rule faced serious challenges. The American War of Independence, which began in 1775, became one of the most dramatic events of his reign. The American colonies, feeling increasingly independent from British rule, began their struggle for freedom. George III did everything he could to stop the rebellion and preserve the empire. But in 1776, the United States declared its independence. This was a significant political and personal defeat for him. However, George III remained resilient, continuing to strengthen Britain and rebuild its economic and military power. The American independence was just one example of the many challenges he faced during his long reign. Fact 5. Mental health issues. George III had to contend not only with external enemies, but also with challenges within his own mind. At certain periods of his life, he experienced mental health problems, exhibiting unusual behavior for extended periods, often showing irritability and depression. Historians believe that his condition may have been caused by bipolar disorder or porphyria. These episodes affected his ability to govern, and at times he could not fully perform his royal duties. Yet despite all these challenges, George III managed to regain his strength and continue overseeing the affairs of the state. His struggle reveals some of the most dramatic aspects of both his personality and his leadership. Fact 6. Expansion of the kingdom and strengthening of the empire. The reign of George III is remembered as a period when the British Empire significantly expanded both its territory and influence. During his rule, Britain grew stronger, not only in Europe but also in Asia, Africa, and the Caribbean. In the Indian colonies, British influence increased, and control over trade routes and resources was strengthened. George III was not just a symbolic leader, he actively participated in the administration of the empire, taking strategic steps in both military and diplomatic decisions. At the same time, Britain experienced economic growth during his reign. The Industrial Revolution spread rapidly, cities developed, and factories and new technologies permeated every aspect of life. George III also had a deep interest in science, education, and culture. Universities, laboratories, and scientific research flourished with his support. Thus, George III was not only a king, he was a leader who personally influenced the strengthening of the empire, economic and cultural development, and the rise of Britain's influence on the world stage. His reign remains an invaluable period both historically and politically. Fact 7. Religious beliefs and role. George III held significant influence not only in political and military matters, but also in religious affairs. As a devoted member of the Anglican Church, he placed his religious beliefs at the center of his life. For George, religion was not just a personal conviction. It was also a vital tool for maintaining religious order and stability within the kingdom. During his reign, close ties existed between the Anglican Church and the monarchy. George III supported the Church, actively participated in religious ceremonies, and upheld the monarchy's role in religious leadership. While he showed respect for other faiths, the Anglican Church remained at the forefront of the empire's main religious and cultural life. For George III, religion was both a source of personal morality and a pillar of state governance. His beliefs guided his decisions and influenced the policies of the empire, making him not only a political leader, but also a morally grounded symbol of kingship. Fact 8. Napoleonic Wars. Europe was undergoing tremendous changes during George III's reign, and his rule was notably marked by the Napoleonic Wars. In France, Napoleon Bonaparte rose to power and devised plans to conquer Europe. For George III, this was not merely a distant problem. The security of the British Empire and the political balance in Europe became his personal responsibility. He was not just a symbolic figure on the throne. He actively participated in strategic decisions during the wars. Under his leadership, the British Navy and Army were organized to counter Napoleon's plans both in Europe and at sea. These wars presented both political and personal trials for George III. He had to carefully consider every move to protect the country, maintain the empire's influence, and defend his people. The Napoleonic Wars highlighted George III's leadership abilities, patience, and strategic skills. This period became one of the most dramatic and influential chapters of his long reign, leaving an indelible mark on both British history and his personal legacy. Fact 9. Family life and children. George III was not only a king, but also the head of a large family. His marriage to Charlotte of Mecklenburg-Strelitz was significant both politically and personally. Together, they had 15 children, 9 sons and 6 daughters. Raising his children was a great responsibility for George. He not only prepared the heirs to the throne, but also worked to shape them morally, religiously, and educationally. His family was at the center of his personal life. He dedicated time to be with his children, educate them, and prepare them to become capable leaders in the future. The education, behavior, and character of each child were of great importance to him. At the same time, George's family life constantly required him to balance personal responsibilities with the demands of ruling the kingdom. This was one of the greatest challenges he faced, both as a father and as a monarch. Fact 10. Death and legacy. George III passed away on January 29, 1820. His long and challenging reign remains an unforgettable period in British history. His life was marked by great achievements as well as serious trials. The American independence, the Napoleonic Wars, mental health struggles, and the management of an empire all made his life complex and demanding. Yet George III is remembered not only for the challenges he faced, but also for his legacy. During his reign, the British Empire expanded, economic and cultural development accelerated, and the Industrial Revolution began. At the same time, his personal life and family revealed his human side. As a devoted father, husband, and leader, he left a lasting impression on the people. George III's legacy is measured not only by the years he spent on the throne, but also by the strengthening of the British Empire, the growth of culture, and his impact on world history. His long and intricate life left a mark on history, reflecting both his weaknesses and strengths. The life and reign of George III stand as a blend of power and vulnerability. His story shows us that great leaders are shaped by both success and trials. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Join us for more fascinating historical stories and share your thoughts in the comments.